Hello students, this is Mrs. Lee with your Week 17 Wednesday DOL corrections. You will have corrections on sentences 1 and 2 in the area of capitalization, in the area of grammar and homophone usage, spelling, and punctuation. Let's begin with sentence number 1. Nurse Nancy gived her a clean bandage for her knee. First and foremost, as a writer, we know we must capitalize the first letter in a sentence. So we're going to capitalize the N in nurse. The next word, Nancy, is a proper noun because it's someone's name. So we're going to capitalize that as well. With nurse being paired with Nancy as her title or her nickname, you would still capitalize Nurse Nancy because it goes together. So Nurse Nancy gived. No, we're not going to say gift. Give is one of those verbs that we call irregular verbs. In other words, they do not become past tense by adding an ed. They have a special form. Give has the form of give, gave, have given. In this situation, we need to use the word gave. Nurse Nancy gave her a clean. Clean is misspelled. You spell that C-L-E-A-N. Nurse Nancy gave her a clean bandage for. F-O-U-R is the number 4. So you need F-O-R. For her knee. Knee is misspelled. It is K-N-E-E. And you also need a period at the end. Nurse Nancy gave her a clean bandage for her knee, period. That is making a statement. It's declarative. I also want you to notice that when you have the word for her knee, that is a prepositional phrase. For is the preposition. For her knee completes the prepositional phrase because a prepositional phrase begins with the preposition and ends with the noun. Knee, being the noun, is the object of the prepositional phrase. Number 2, it may not seem right, but it's always been the rule. First and foremost, we need to capitalize the I in it. It may not seem right. Right is misspelled. W-R-I-T-E is to write something. R-I-G-H-T is correct. It may not seem right. We need a comma next because we have what's called a compound sentence. A compound sentence is where you have two simple sentences joined by a conjunction and separated with a comma. You could have it may not seem right as a simple sentence, as well as it's always been the rule as a simple sentence, and they could stand alone. However, good writers know that sometimes we need to join simple sentences. In this case, it is joined by the conjunction but. So let's start again. Capitalize the I in it. It may not seem right. Change the form of right, comma, but it's always been the rule. Not first, but next, we need to change it's to IT apostrophe S so that it could be it has always. Always is not two words, so we need to spell that correctly. It has always been the rule. You need a period at the end. Let's reread it to make sure we've made all the corrections. It may not seem right, but it's always been the rule. It's declarative. And like I said, it's a compound sentence as well. Number 3 says complete the analogy. Minute is to clock as ounce is to. Now in this case, we know that a clock measures time, so we need something that measures weight, and a scale measures weight. Pause for just a minute because I need to move the book closer because the lights went out in the classroom. Number 4 reads, choose the best answer to complete the sentence. Yesterday, he blanked his hat on the peg by the door. Now we're dealing with the verb hang. Hang is like give in the sense that you don't make it past tense with an ed. It's hang, hung, have hung. So in this case, we need to say yesterday he hung his hat on the peg by the door. And number 5, they've given you the homophones would and would, And I've just given you an example of a sentence that would make sense. I would like to have a sled made of wood. And wood being the type of material to build, and in the case of WOULD, the verb usage. You need to have a good evening and study for your DOL quiz for Friday. Have a good evening.